Wait, we get one more on the chat bar. Like one fix one and one fix one.
Oh, we get 2 warm-ups? So what are 2 warm-ups?
They're getting a second warm-up.
This one is. This is my protect. Wait. No, this is my pick.
Yes.
Malaysia's famous for pick. Malaysia still with the lead in the end. I believe we now go to. Oh yeah, it's a repick. Based on the songs that are left. I'm not 100% certain how the format works. The players definitely know. So I believe that last one, Remember December, was not a warm-up. And it should just be 1-0. Jameson. Malaysia getting early. Pilot has the lead right now. But also Pilot picked up the first purchase. Early's crossing quite a bit though. With this chart kind of just being more straightforward, getting some 16th rhythms pounded out, and Pilot can hold it together. To take the song. All white perfect on that run there. Wow, that was close. That early costing Malaysia. Pilot taking that song. Yeah, and it just shows that sort of score shows you how much an early can cost you. in the grand scheme of points. Pilot probably
We're gonna go at Rock Slaves.
had room
Fuck
for
that.
another one, maybe two perfect, borderline perfects. Even though Malaysia just only had one early, probably from a form issue where you accidentally trigger 2 arrows and you trigger one that's coming up and get it early for the next arrow that's coming up, even though you didn't mean to step there, which is such a skill to learn how to avoid that from happening in StepManiaX. In DDR, it's almost not present because you just have to not go left or right more, but here we have the center panel, which can be activated so many different ways. But typically, the biggest arrow problem is the up arrow. Now we're doing Rock Slaves. Cover your ears. In the ESRB rating way. It's a banger. It's a great song. Get to the hard part. We've got 24th gallops into 24th first. Coming up into the second, and then a 30-second run. 30 seconds here. Probably one of the hardest parts to hit. Yep. Malaysia's still with the lead. Song really repeats what it does before here, just a few different foot placements, so right arrow, left, and hold up and down. Probably the easiest bracket right there, just from up to right. Jameson should close this out. Yep.
You almost fucking whipped my ass. I fucked up that one spot. I was like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Such a fun chart, but it is very brutal in the middle to hit all that stuff. I believe that those 30 seconds, the ones that go do da da da, should actually be 24ths, or a different quantization than what it is. It's one of the few parts where you have to be very specific with your stepping, despite what you may be hearing. But then there's also gallops and like triplet, like da 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 da. Like there's that building up into those parts, so you have to be able to really handle doing 24ths. As well as 30 seconds in different ways, depending on what the chart asks, and not necessarily what you're hearing. Doing a song like that, the big part being nailing out those rhythms. Next we've got Stars. If you're not familiar with this chart, this was, I believe, back around September, October of last year. Maybe a little after that. You have some brackets at the beginning and some lifts, and that can make or break your score. So we'll see how they do. Completely tied. Jameson gets one perfect. Pilot holding white. Commentators, I knew I should have said it there. Still with the lead. Oh wait, no. They were tied for a sec. Pilot has the lead now. Both players getting through the brackety section. Pilot takes it. That really went back and forth for a minute there during the beginning of that. Those two early is costing more than the perfects, and almost all of those perfects being borderline. Malaysia had a few later notes, might have been on the second, possibly third frames, but overall only 10 perfects, where pilots looked like they really were all just the borderline. But both players did nail the intro. I think it's best 3 out of 5 for all.
Me too.
So coming down to song number 5, which is A Sign. This song's got some center panel usage,
It's
where it's not too rhythmically demanding for a 23. It's got its moments, but really the biggest thing is watching out for that center panel. If I remember correctly too, you've got 16ths that do like a da 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 da, where you kind of need to like do crossovers or like double step. So players need to watch out for that. See if Malaysia's able to be careful of that center panel and keep her MA and stay ahead, or pilot can keep it up and hit these parts. White combo. Jameson also dropping one, so it's still tied. Still 1 and 1 perfect. Little jump streak coming up. Out snagging the late. Still got chart to go. This is where Malaysia could make a mistake. The pilot seems to be running a little out of gas on either the jumps or the 16ths, or just having a bit of form check issue. Malaysia takes it with a really, really good score. I think only like 2, 3, yeah, 3 perfects. The pilot actually keeping the MA together there, despite having a few little issues with those jumps, but ultimately those jumps cost a lot. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference with or without those early and lates. I don't know how many of those perfects also were directly influenced by them. Because otherwise, Pilot had some very good MA too. Just one perfect going into that verse, I believe.